Okay. Well, before we start, I would like to thank the new superintendent, Mr. DiCarlo, for his recommendation on a beautiful skirt for the table. Doesn't that look great? And thank you, Melody, for ordering it. So we've picked it up a notch already, so thank you for that recommendation. It looks terrific. Okay, roll call. Let it be known that all the board members are here this evening. Um, Oh, Mr. Simone, Mike Simone is out, okay. Okay, and then resident comments on agenda items only. Okay. Then Ms. Consillo, comments on agenda items.
Good evening, Madam President, Board of Education, Superintendent DiCarlo, and Mahopac community members. My name is Jennifer Poncello, and I am President of the Association for Mahopac Administrators, also known as the AMA. Tonight you will be voting to accept the resignation of Dr. Adam Pease. And before it becomes a procedural agenda item that we approve quickly and give a quick thank you, I wanted the opportunity to speak about Adam's legacy here in Mahopac. I made the mistake of sitting quietly while our colleagues, Frank Gunn, Vince DeGrandi, and Ron Clancer all left within the past year, and I could not allow Adam to depart with that same silence. I've spent the past 15 years watching Dr. Pease evolve as a leader, first as an AP, then as principal of the high school, and in this latest role as Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction and Staff Development, which really should be named the role that was perfectly suited for Dr. Pease. In the past year and a half, Adam has created more opportunity for professional growth than I have seen occur in quite some time. He has encouraged risk-taking, modeled best practices in professional development while maintaining accountability, and has created a robust TTT, which is Teachers Teaching Teachers program. For the first time in probably about 12 years, Mahopac is the district many others are visiting and hope to emulate. Mahopac has gotten national recognition and is back on top, thanks in large part to Dr. Pease. Now, if you ask Adam, he will not take credit for any of it. He never does. He says it's a team effort. He says we have outstanding educators who are ready to be rejuvenated. He says we have strong building leaders who take those staff development opportunities and go back and turnkey them at their faculty meetings. He says this district has lots of talent and he's just lucky to be part of it. Yes, I agree that we were all primed for the progressive shifts we have made. But let's be honest, we've been ready, willing, and able for about 10 years now. It took your leadership, Dr. Pease, to bring it to fruition. There was no luck involved. The Mahopac News ran an article on March 29th that talked about Mahopac's recent slate of departures. Dr. Pease's resignation is not only a loss of talent, but a loss of motivation, collegiality, trust, support, leadership, and inspiration. Any one of those qualities alone takes time and concerted effort to develop as a leader, yet Adam truly possesses them all. Adam is leaving here to go to one of the highest performing districts in Westchester. Chappaqua sees the talent in Dr. Pease that those of us who work side by side with Adam get to see every day. As far as bleeding blue and gold, I'm not quite sure, because to be honest, I'm not really sure what that means. But I can say in no uncertain terms that Dr. Pease, like so many of us, gave this district his blood, sweat, and tears for the past 15 years and has been as committed to seeing Mahopac succeed as anyone born and raised in this town. This district has very big shoes to fill in trying to find Dr. Pease's replacement. Thanks to all of Adam's hard work restoring Mahopac's excellent reputation, I am sure the candidate pool is quite attractive and trust that the interview process will be conducted with integrity and fidelity. In the meantime, I ask the Board of Education to take some time to reflect on this past year, trust the talent and professionalism of the people you've hired to do these important jobs, and to acknowledge, appreciate, and celebrate all that Adam has accomplished in his tenure here. Adam, I, like many others sitting here tonight, will miss your collaborative spirit, support, advice, leadership, and friendship. I know that Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction in Chappaqua is not the last stop on your train. Enjoy the ride, my friend. because you are destined for greatness. Dr. Pease, you will be thoroughly missed here, but we wish you nothing but the best. Congratulations. Thank you.
So Adam, would you like to say a few words? And I could put you on the spot?
Right, you're going to hear from Greg and I in just a few minutes. We're going to do a little presentation, but I do want to say this has been the last 15 years for me. This has been my whole leadership career as an assistant principal, and now the assistant superintendent. This is a terrific town, and it's been an honor to be a part of what's gone on here for 15 years. Great, terrific kids, terrific parents, supportive community, dedicated educators, talented leaders in our buildings every day that really bring it and do good things for kids. So I was just one small piece of that. That legacy will continue on for many years, and I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish, and I look forward to the continued partnership. I'm sure Mayapac's going to be in a good place. So thank you so much, and thanks for the time.
Thank you. And on behalf of the board, we thank you again for your service and wish you nothing but the best of luck, and we echo the sentiments of Ms. Pontillo. So all the best to you. Thank you. Okay, acceptance of warrants, motion for acceptance of warrants.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion to accept the treasurer's report for February 2018.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion to accept the regular meeting minutes for March 15, 2018.
Second.
Motion, second? Okay, let's get it. Let's-
Treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report for January 2018.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, motion to accept the regular meeting minutes for March 15, 2018.
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to accept the special meeting minutes March 28, 2018.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to accept the work session minutes. April 19, 2018. Work session.
No. Right.
What are you talking about? Okay. Motion to accept?
So moved.
Second? I will abstain as an out of town. Okay. And now we come to our superintendent's report.
Thank you, Madam President. I promise to be short and brief as we have many wonderful presentations tonight. I will highlight the outstanding accomplishments of our staff and faculty over the last month. I'd like to thank Senator Murphy. Recently this week, he called me up to let us know that he has some memorandum money of $12,000 that we are going to put towards the purchase of a Hypercaster, which is a broadcast switcher, a scheduling manager for our cable channel. We're going to be upgrading our cable channel to the 21st century. We're going to make it more usable. We're going to be able to live stream some events, put on it schedules so parents will know what to look at, so we can celebrate the great things that go on our athletic fields, on our music programs, and a variety of other things that happen throughout the district. As well as a Telecaster HD, which is an HD internet streaming encoder for live streams. So I want to again thank Senator Murphy for that grant. We look very much forward to using it next year as we enhance our broadcasting capabilities. This is literally hot off the press today. The Mayapack School District has been recognized by the best communities of music education in the country. We were one of 583 school districts to receive this national honor. This award recognizes outstanding efforts by teachers, administrators, parents, students, community leaders who have made music education a part of a well-rounded education. Designations are made to districts and schools that demonstrate exceptionally high commitment and access to music education to all. So I want to congratulate our entire music program, our staff, our students on a tremendous job. Well done. Still go. I also want to take this opportunity to wish the best of luck to Gio de Clermont and Josh Chung, two of our Mahopac Middle School students who next week will be attending the World FTC Robotics Championship in Detroit. They are part of the Danbury and Hudson Valley team that will be competing. Best of luck, gentlemen. May 4th is Paint the Town Purple. It's the 20th anniversary of Relay for Life. So I just want to remind everybody that May 4th will be decorating our schools. We're going to be asking that our teachers and our students and all our workers dress in purple on Friday, May 4th. We'll have ribbons displayed throughout the district. So again, May 4th, Paint the Town Purple Day. And last but not least, this weekend, we start our musical productions. We have our middle school musical, Susical. That'll be Friday and Saturday night at 7 and Saturday at 2 p.m. Tickets for the musical are $5. And then the following weekend is our high school musical, and that's the Addams Family. That'll be Thursday, April 26th, Friday the 27th, and Saturday the 28th at 7 p.m. And those tickets are $10 apiece. Please come and enjoy the incredible talent of our students. Thank you, Madam President. That's my update.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. At this time, we have a list of presentations, and it is my honor and privilege and pleasure to announce our county executive who is attending this evening, Ms. Mary Ellen Odell.
Thank you, Madam President. Trustees, volunteers, this is the year of the volunteer, as the county resolution of the state of the county. To all of you who participate in volunteering in our county and our schools, we thank you on behalf of county government. And to our superintendent, former colleague, it's good to see you up here. And I know from our meeting that we had, I don't know, 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago, the superintendent came up to visit me on the 3rd floor, and we had a very comprehensive study, talk about where he is now and where we were together and how together now we can really start talking about all of the issues that we all face every day, whether you're a county government leader, a teacher, a volunteer, a member of the law enforcement. Our Deputy Lewis is here tonight from our SRO team. Regardless of who we are, we understand that the challenges we face are all very much the same. And I'm here tonight to talk about the litigation that Putnam County government, my administration, and the Putnam County legislature have embarked on. We are suing the Big Five, the Pharma Five, pharmaceutical companies. And we're doing that to hold them accountable for what we are seeing as the widespread. We're asking them to be accountable for the widespread abuse of the sale and marketing of narcotics, prescription drugs in particular. We feel that their misrepresentation of the actual addicting properties of many of the drugs that have been prescribed were not fully disclosed. We feel that the public has been misrepresented, and we feel that the costs, not just the social impact that the families, the tragedies, the lives that have been lost, ruined, cut short, but the fiscal piece that wears on us, on your budget as school members, on the county budget, whether it's absenteeism, accidents, overtime, regardless of and you could probably take the alphabet, every letter, and assign a different area where it costs us, the taxpayers, for what the Big Pharma, the Pharma Five, have really done to this nation. So I did research, spent the better part of last year. Actually, one of my interns is a Mahopac girl, Kristen Riley. She did a ton of research for me, and I did some on my own. And we decided that this was definitely a worthwhile litigation. We don't like to litigate frivolously. It can be a waste of money. We certainly don't want to seem like we're, posturing on something. But this we felt was very important. And it's being done throughout New York State, and it's being done throughout the nation. And if any of you here are familiar with the tobacco lawsuit of 25 years ago, it's very similar to that. That was charging the tobacco industry with what they had done and the costs that were ensued by promoting the use of tobacco and the results of the addiction. So the law firm that we've engaged in, we've charged them to file on two sides of the equation, the manufacturing and the distribution of the prescription medication. We have found out that throughout the nation there have been settlements, monetary settlements, better practice settlements, which is equally as important. We don't want them to just write a check and pretend that this solves their problem. We want them to change the way that they're doing business. So we're part of a national pushback, which we're very proud of. We are watching the courts in Iowa right now, where the judge in Iowa has brought the defendants and plaintiffs together, and he said neither side will file a motion for dismissal. I want and expect a settlement, and I expect it soon, before more lives are lost. That was a very, very powerful, very telling, very supportive, positive statement. So for our case here in New York State, we expect we expect the judge to react in a very similar manner. We are very positive. We are more than hopeful. We're confident that we will prevail in this litigation. What we will do different from the tobacco settlement is we will not build buildings or put it back into the general fund. We are going to, I have in the resolution that was drafted by my administration and passed by the legislature, we will make sure that all the monies are returned directly to the programs, to the providers, for prevention, for awareness, for education, for law enforcement. That's where we feel this settlement will really, truly be a win for us. So I want to thank you for allowing me to be in this evening. I know you have a very full agenda, and I'm here to answer any of your questions or open up for discussion if you would so like.
Are there any questions?
We have your support?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And if I could do a shameless PSA right now, Tea with Alice opens on May the 4th at Tilly Foster Farm and Educational Institute. I had spoken with the superintendent. It's a girl, lady, young woman, to be politically correct here. Also a Mahopac graduate who she had a career as an event planner. And she had a vision about Alice in Wonderland. And she teamed up with some of her friends who are set designers in New York City. And she's bringing her project, her inaugural project, to Tilly Foster Farm and Educational Institute. It will be an outdoor interactive, I believe it's 8 sets of different key pieces to Alice in Wonderland. So it's a great opportunity to bring your family, bring yourselves, who doesn't love the Mad Hatter, right? So it's May 4th, the tickets are online, and we're very, very proud. We're very proud in Putnam County of all of the wonderful things that are done because of wonderful educational institutes like the Mahopac School District. And we're very, very proud of that. So thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Executive. Thank you so much, and thank you for your leadership and all that you do for us and for thinking of our children and all our community members. So thank you for everything. We thank you. Thank you. We now will go back to our committee reports. So, Trustee Bell, I think you have a report for curriculum.
Yes, good evening. The curriculum committee met earlier this month. We have a special guest, was Jen Dorst. She's one of our two K through 5 computer enrichment teachers, along with Mimi Murphy. This was a position that we added earlier this year. Each of the teachers alternate between all three of the elementary schools. They push in with the K through 5 classes, working on STEAM subjects, science, technology, math, and Jen gave us a little bit of a presentation, a little sample of what they do in those classes. It's part of our ongoing commitment to, getting kids up to speed with the new science and technology in all these classes. And I believe Dr. Pease and Dr. Stoll have a little bit more information on it in their presentation, so I'll be brief. One of the things I'm not sure if they're going to mention it, but I just want to highlight, there's a big emphasis right from the kindergarten on up in team building, critical thinking, and perseverance. They start early to get the kids focused on working collaboratively, working as teams, thinking through problems, and the perseverance part actually comes from, even if they make mistakes, trying things out, figuring out what worked, what didn't work, and then maybe coming up with a better solution. In keeping with that, the school district itself received an award earlier this month. It was one of 4 schools out of 51 that was selected for outstanding instruction and technology for our K through 5 computer technology program, awareness and literacy program. In May, members of the faculty will be giving a regional presentation for the Lower Hudson Information and Technology Center. They basically give a top 10 technology tools for Area 15. A little presentation on how best to utilize a lot of the new technology and apps and things that are available. The last thing we talked about were the STEP programs, which are the after-school programs that are helping our students prepare for the AP and Regents exams. Those are ongoing. There are a number of classes that were added. And I just want to make a special note of one which is coming up, which is April 24th through May 22nd. There's going to be a 5 college essay writing section. So if anybody's children are preparing for college and they need a little help working on their essays and prepping for those college applications, this is a great piece to sign up for. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Bell. We don't have the next committee report will be technology. Trustee O'Connor, please.
Okay, thank you. The Technology Committee met on April 12th here at the Fall School. Present were myself, Dr. Stoll, Trustee Masafra. Trustee Simone could not make it, but he was brought up to speed after the meeting. And what we discussed pretty much was a debriefing. Dr. Stoll debriefed the committee on the Chromebook rollout. So over 4,400 devices were handed out within a month, even though we had blizzards and trees all over the place and no electricity. So I did a fantastic job with basically got everything done with little to no issues. So congratulations, that was quite an effort. Great success. I want to mention to all too that parents and even students that are looking to understand what the Chromebook is all about can go to the Mayapack website, and there is a tab. It's under Quick Links, and it's also under the technology page. Is called Technology for All. It's a quick guide to show everybody what the Chromebooks are used for. So if you don't understand what your kids are using them for, if you haven't delved into it yet, it's a great place to start. Also a reminder that for anybody that signed up for insurance but did not pay the fee, you're not insured for the Chromebook. So if you signed up and you didn't pay and the Chromebook is damaged or it's stolen, you're not going to be covered. So just a reminder, pay the insurance. It's well worth it, in my opinion. And lastly, Roger mentioned this already, but I want to mention it again. I want to congratulate Mayapack for the 2018 Pell Award, and it's for Outstanding Innovative Partner. The Pell Award stands for Transforming Education Through Leadership and Learning, and this award recognizes school district leaders who are instrumental in implementing and maintaining successful instructional technology programs in their schools. And whenever I give these updates, I'm very proud because I believe we're cutting edge. Other school districts want to be like us, thanks to Dr. Stoll and Dr. Pease. So, and the rest of everybody that helps with the program. So I'm always excited to like point things out like this, which is why I repeated what Roger said. But I did want to mention the leaders that were responsible for this award: Dr. Stoll, Dr. Pease, Jen Vorst, Tricia Hustis, John Sabalos, and Gary Chadwick. Well done. Thank you.
Buildings and grounds.
Thank you, Madam President. On March 26th, the Building and Grounds Committee met. Trustee Simone, Trustee O'Connor, our Director of Building and Grounds, George Prime, our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Anthony DiCarlo, and our representative from Tetra Tech, Garrett Hamill. We went through the bids that were chosen and awarded for the roof project. There were two awards. The project, as you know, is going to start this summer. It's been broken down to the Lakeview School and the high school. And that's, hopefully we'll have a nice summer, maybe some heat, no rain. That would do a very nice job to move this project along. So that's going to start this summer. And just a special shout out to our grounds department that was able to successfully remove the snow off the football field so our athletes could get out there and get what little time we've had between snow and rain and the cold temperatures to get out there. They did a great job. They used a new piece of equipment that we purchased last year and used it very successfully. So my hat's off to the grounds team and everybody in the building and grounds is doing a great job at all the buildings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Special Education Committee met last evening. Trustee Musafir was there and Dr. Greg Sowell. And a few of the highlights of that meeting are the reduction in tuition for out-of-state placements in private approved and other public placements. So more students are in our district, which is really wonderful because we want to keep our students here with the best programs than having them go elsewhere. Our Mayapack High School and the Falls Academy census. The Mayapack High School Academy has approximately 43 students enrolled and 4 tuition-paying out-of-district students from Rhinebeck, Arlington, and Petona. And then we also have at the Falls Academy here 20 students, and 7 of them are Mayapack Central School Districts students with approximately 3 to 5 referrals each month. So our academies are doing really well. Our reputation is really is wonderful. So thank you, Dr. Stoll, for spearheading that project. And also what we talked about a little bit was the direct consultant teacher services that we put in the budget. So we talked a little bit about that last evening. So thank you very much for special education. So with that leads us into our televote. So Dr. Stoll and Dr. Pease, please come up to present those awards.
Thank you very much. We wanted to put a little context behind the Pell Award that's been mentioned. Thank you for the congratulations. We wanted to give you a little bit of background and kind of put that in context and recognize the folks that did the good work to receive that recognition. So we're calling this Computer Science for All, or Computer Science and STEAM for All. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. We're going to tell you a little bit more about what that means. We wanted to put up a couple of graphics, just again to put this in context. And the first graphic basically shows us the bottom section, which is the blue. It shows us that we've got 400,000 computer science students graduating from college. And it shows you the years that they're graduating, all the way back to 2011 on the left, up to the anticipated or expected 2020 to the right. And you can see the difference between that and the computer jobs. You can see the rate of the computer jobs growing compared to the rate of the graduates that we're actually producing in the state's universities. You can see they note there's a $500 billion opportunity and 1 million more jobs than students by the year 2020 in the computer science fields. We wanted to show a second graphic, which shows on the left Our computer programming students, this circle, this blue circle on the left side with that little sliver that says 2%, that blue circle represents all of the students that are majoring in the math and science fields in our universities in the country. And it shows you that just 2% of all of those students are majoring in computer science. And then you move that over to the right side and you see how it's very different with regard to the jobs available. You can see that 60% of that pie is jobs in computer programming. And on the left side, all other math and science. So one of the things that's very important to us as a district, obviously, is to ensure that our students are graduating and are competitive in this changing economy. And so what we're going to talk about is our response to that, that kind of trend of being able to produce more students who are going into the field of computer programming and computer science. You can also see the last part is for U.S. News and World Report, the 100 best jobs. They come out with this annually. Number one was a software developer. Number one job from U.S. News and World Report. So we wanted to talk a little bit about our response and how that led to the recognition that we received.
Thank you, Dr. Peace. That's a daunting graphic, right? There are that many more jobs than there are kids in computer science. And so whose job is it to make sure our kids are ready to compete and thrive in the economy of tomorrow? It's our job as educators. So what we did is we looked at what are the content strands of getting our kids ready for those jobs. And we looked at digital literacy, and really what digital literacy is using a computer or technology to complete a task. We were looking at digital citizenship, is how to use technology safe and responsibly. We were looking at computer science, and really what computer science is the language of computers, of programming, of design, and of theory. And we were looking at design thinking, or STEAM, as we mentioned earlier. And really what we said is, we really have to start to look at this in our curriculum on how we're preparing our students. To give you kind of a sense of it, digital literacy, as I said before, is using a computer to complete a task. And I want to give you an example. Simply authenticating a user login is something that we all have to do in different systems. When do we start to teach that? Well, we really need to articulate that. So we start with kindergartners about how to log into a computer very early on, a Chromebook, an iPad, their MAYAPAC account. And we start to teach that, and we started to develop a curriculum around that, where we teach login and credentialing and user authentication grades K through 5. And we thought that's just one small example of how do you use computers to complete a task. The next thing we talked about was digital citizenship. And really what that is how to use technology safely. One of the things we know about the world now is that students need to use technology safely, and we teach them something called What's Your Digital Footprint? So everything you put online, social media, on the web, things you search, it leaves a digital footprint. So how can you do that safely and responsibly? And what we did was we mapped out safe internet safety and responsibility throughout the grades and developed lessons. How did we put this all together? Well, this is where the journey started, and here's where we're still on our journey. Is a group of educators and leaders, Mr. Chadwick, Tris Hustis from Austin Road, Jen Borst from Lakeview, and John Sabalas, our elementary ed tech specialist, and Dr. Pease and myself, engaged in a long-term curriculum writing project, K through 5, to really articulate what we're going to teach, how we're going to teach digital literacy, and when we're going to teach it, and what lessons are associated with it. When are we going to teach digital citizenship, and what lessons are associated with it, and how are we going to teach it, as well as our computer science, the language of computers, as well as STEAM. And an example of STEAM would be our 3D printers, and you design a product, and then you print it out in one of our 3D printers, or you design a product digitally, and one of our CNC routers actually makes a physical representation of your design. And so what we did is we worked really long and hard, and to make a long story short, we were recognized as a district for being innovative in this approach. And so what I'd like to do is we were given an award. And really this award belongs to the teachers that wrote the curriculum. And tonight, and those teachers are John Sabalas, Jen Borst, and Tris Hustis. Jen and Trish are here tonight, so I'd like to present this award on behalf of the district to the real powerhouses, the real workers, our teachers who helped write this curriculum. we appreciate the opportunity to speak tonight, and we're so proud of the work we've been doing and will continue to do.
Thank you. Congratulations, and thank you for all that you do. The amazing science academic achievement awards to be presented. For our students.
Ms. Stevens and ladies, come on up. Thank you. Ms. Stevens, why don't you come up and tell us a little bit about this group of incredible ladies. So just before Jen gets up, I had a meeting about a month ago with the president of the Westchester School Boards Association, and we were talking about a number of things, but she made it a point to just highlight and how proud we should be of these young ladies in Mahopac, because they have been recognized and really throughout the county on their great work, and she said we should be very proud, and we are very proud, and it's being recognized throughout the area. So Ms. Stevens, Mr. Quackenbush, and ladies, outstanding job. We can't be more proud of you. Thank you.
On behalf of myself and Mr. Quackenbush, who couldn't be here tonight, I just wanted to say thank you to the board and all the administration and the community for supporting science research. It really is a great class, and also I would be remiss if I didn't thank the young students. It really is an honor to see them grow and develop, not just as scientists, but also, come on over, Mr. Quackenbush. But just seeing them grow as individuals, their perseverance, their hard work and dedication, giving up their entire summer to do science research. So we really, really are so proud to work with them. It would be okay with the board if they have a moment to share.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Gaspar. I performed my research at American Medical College on Francisella torrensis. Francisella is one of the most infectious and highly virulent bacteria known. Because of this, it has been classified by the CDC as a Category A select agent for its high threat against human and animal life. It causes a lethal disease in humans known as tularemia, and there is no treatment for tularemia besides antibiotics. It's for that reason that I decided to look at epiandrosterone, a chemically synthesized non-antibiotic drug that targets the pentose phosphate pathway, or the PPP. The PPP is a metabolic pathway that Francisella uses for survival mechanisms, and my research found that that epiandrosterone was efficient in killing Intralon Francisella. I presented my research at the Westchester Science and Engineering Fair, and I medaled 4th place in microbiology. Hi, my name is Alyssa White, and this past summer I did my research at Tall Oak Stable, and I did my research on the effect of music tempo on cardiac domestic forces. I was essentially looking at the effect of music tempo on a person's autonomic nervous system, so I predicted that playing music at a fast tempo would activate the sympathetic nervous system, causing an increase in heart rate, while playing music at a slow tempo would activate the parasympathetic nervous system, causing a decrease in heart rate. My results did support the hypothesis in that I did find a direct correlation between music tempo and heart rate, and I performed a paired t-test on my data to ensure that the results that I gathered were due to the fact that I changed the music tempo and not just by chance, and I calculated the p-value during my t-test of 0.023, and it came down to 98% likely that the change in heart rate was due to the fact that I changed the music tempo. There are many situations in which being able to directly reduce heart rate through the use of music would be beneficial, including veterinary practices, transport, stressful environments, and training athletic competition. And I believe that my research also has applications as far as other animals and possibly humans as well. I presented my research at JSHS, and I received 3rd place in the behavioral science category, and I also presented my research at WSF and received one STEAM, which is fitting. Thank you. Hi, my name is Jessica Finkler, and I did my research at Regeneron Pharmaceuticals for the past 2 summers. I did my research on the role of NOTCH signaling in T-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia, or TALL for short.
So basically, it's a quickly progressing cancer that's caused when T cells transform in a malignant manner, and it's primarily pediatric cancer that impacts about 1,500 people in the U.S. each year. As of right now, the course of treatment is a rigorous chemotherapy regimen, and while effective in about 70% of pediatric cases, it leaves the remaining 30%, as well as adult and relapsed patients with almost no viable treatment options to turn to. One major prospect that has emerged as a target for new therapies to treat the disease is NOTCH1. However, all clinical studies and in vitro studies into NOTCH1 inhibition in TALL haven't had any meaningful impacts on the disease. My research was trying to identify a downstream target of NOTCH1 as well as its sister receptor NOTCH3, which is highly active in early T cell development when the cancer emerges, and also is upregulated in TALL patients. We identified that c-Myc, which is a well-established downstream target of NOTCH1 in TALL, was also a potential shared downstream target of NOTCH3, and this indicates that it may be a better target for therapies to avoid some of the toxicities encountered in previous experiments. I presented my research at the Westchester Science and Engineering Fair and placed first in the cellular and molecular biology category, and will be competing at the international competition this May.
Hi, my name is Natalie Scanlon. I'm a junior and I'm in class with these seniors who are all so great, and I'm going to miss them next year in our science research program. So thank you to you three. This summer I did research at Millipore Sigma up in Boston, Massachusetts, and tried using CRISPR technology to genetically alter the human embryonic kidney cell line adherence levels. The point of the research was to try to find a way to grow human-derived adherent cell lines quicker and at a more cost-efficient way. Currently, the cells are grown in massive bioreactors, but these bioreactors can cause issues resulting in cell death. And the importance of these cells is for their therapeutic proteins and for future gene therapy research applications. So using the CRISPR, we were able to target the CDH1 gene to knock out the E-cadherin protein, trying to inhibit adhesive properties. We assessed cells with microscopy and flow cytometry and found future ways to further our research with these CRISPR technologies and cell adherent ways. I did my research with another girl, Caitlin Cohen from Putnam Valley, and we also competed at the Westchester Science and Engineering Fair and received the U.S. Metric Association Award. And in June, we'll be attending the International Genius Olympiad competition up in Oswego, competing with students from all over the world, and I'm very excited to attend. So thank you to everyone here tonight. Thank you. And we want to thank Ms. Stevens and Mr. Quackenbush for all of their work.
An incredible honor, and 4 young ladies, by the way. So we are so proud of the work that they've done. We're so proud of Mr. Quackenbush and Ms. Stevens for what they've done. You've set the bar high, and we hope there'll be many, many more students through the years that go into the science research program and do the kind of work that you've done. Again, ladies, congratulations. We're very proud of you.
Now next, we have our Section 1 varsity gymnastic team. Those wonderful ladies back to the corner. Please come up to accept your recognition. And we have
And I will introduce to you Coach Collins is going to come up and say a couple of words about the team. Coach Collins. And it's important to understand that every year to compete and every year to reach the kind of level that this team does, that's not easy. And that's a tribute to not only the student athletes, but of course our outstanding coach, Coach Collins. Ladies, congratulations, very much so. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you to the board and Mr. DiCarlo for recognizing our team. The whole district has a bunch of talented kids playing in center. Right back there. Not only in the classroom, I don't know if you ever heard Miss F sing in Illusion, but she is one talented young lady up there as well. If you ever had the opportunity to see Miss S play basketball, another great. Once again, I'd like to thank the board for recognizing our varsity gymnastics team and their accomplishments in and out of the gym and classroom this season. This is the third consecutive year that we were divisional champions. This is the third consecutive year that we were Section 1 champions. And this year, we ended up being the number 2 ranked team in New York State. So it's quite an accomplishment. Additionally, we had 5 gymnasts qualified for the New York State tournament. We had 5 gymnasts selected high school All-American as well. The team also was recognized as New York State Scholar Athletes. And this is an award by the New York State Public High School Athletic Association that recognizes all athletic teams in New York State that have a 90+ or higher academic average during their competitive season. And once again, the gymnastics team was recognized for that accomplishment. As a matter of fact, it's the 26th consecutive year that the gymnastics team was recognized as New York State Scholar Athletes. So not only these young ladies here, but the teams that set the bar as high as they have set the bar for these gymnasts to try to maintain. And they have again maintained. So ladies, congratulations. I'd like to introduce the gymnasts. Gymnasts, when you're introduced, please just come right up here. Okay? We'll start with our seniors, Sarah Citarella, Annalie Hamill, Sydney Hu, Sydney is the Mahopac High School 2018 class valedictorian. Callie Johansson. Callie is the Section 1 uneven bars champion. Alex Porcelli, Julie Sanriema, our lone junior, Raquel Nelson, 2 of our sophomores, Fabiola Alaska and Chloe Lee, our 9th graders, Jameson Castrataro, Nicole Gianetta, and Rachel Romero. We have 1 8th grader, Juliette LeBlanc, and 1 7th grader, Leah Glapp. Our Section 1 gymnastics champions, congratulations. And once again, Mr. DiCarlo and to the board, thank you very much.
Mr. Collins, thank you. Thank you very much for your leadership, and it takes a really good leader to bring out their talent. So thank you so much for what you do. Thank you again, ladies, and congratulations. Next Next on the agenda, the Sustainability Club here. Where are they? Oh, hello. Hey.
Hi again. My name is Alexandra Gaspar. I'm Savannah Burchett, and we are the president of Sustainability Club. We just wanted to come here and tell you guys about ourselves because we want to get the club officiating process going. Our mission is to make Mayapack aware of the impacts that we have on our environment, whether they be helpful or not, and what we can do to address accordingly. You don't have to be vegan or vegetarian to join, but there is an emphasis on those lifestyles because we ourselves are vegan, and that's where we get our experiences in sustainable practices from. And we know that there are several different environmental clubs in the high school, but we can tell you that we are very different. Yeah, so we just wanted to emphasize that there are a couple different clubs that do recycling and stuff like that, but I was part of those clubs, and I believe Jim was too, but I think it's, they don't emphasize anything about your diet and how that can affect the environment, so we wanted to start a club that's about that. But you don't have to be able to join, a couple of the kids aren't, and we don't like make, you don't have to get vegetarian, but it's different than the other clubs just because there is emphasis on that. We have several accomplishments. Last year, we took initiative and we actually collected over 300 pounds of electronics in time for Earth Day last year, and we are doing that again this year. You can recycle your old electronics in Ms. Smith's office. We've also presented to classes and told them about the detrimental effects that electronics have in landfills, so we could raise awareness for the drive. At our club meetings, we also trade plant-based recipes and share our favorite cruelty-free brands with each other, so we have to foster a community like that. We've also hosted vegan dinners and bake sales, so we could socialize with people with like-minded missions. So what we plan on doing for the future, raising money for local sanctuaries or shelters with those vegan bake sales that we did. Get younger kids involved, maybe present to younger schools, go down there and tell them about our club. And also to speak on that, since we are seniors, we're going to be leaving, so we need more younger kids in the high school to join our club. So if you have younger kids, maybe let them know that. Also discuss ways we can improve the environment, maybe petition, write letters to government officials concerning like environmental legislation, stuff like that. And also bring hydroponic agriculture to me, we'll talk more about that. So this is an example of plants grown hydroponically. Hydroponics is basically growing plants without soil, and that's important especially when you're living in a place with colder climates where the soil isn't as nutritious to the plants. I've actually done hydroponics myself. I've grown hydroponic basil, and I've made some really good dairy-free pesto. And this is our current officers. So the founders are myself, Green, and this other student of ours, Bria. She couldn't be here tonight. And then vice president, Gabby, and then Sydney's back there. She's not touring, she does gymnastics, all this stuff. She's not club too. Amanda Cohen, our treasurer, and then we have a PR rep, Beth Chum. This is our club's record. I'm not sure if you guys, this is like, we kept the record since we're not an official club, but we have been keeping a record of what we do at each meeting, all that stuff. So we've been piloting this club for over a year now, and we know that there are like-minded people that share the same mission as us that would want to change and impact for the better, and we just hope that you would like to. If I share a club, we have great teachers supporting us, Ms. Satchas and Ms. Uzak, and thank you for playing for that.
Thank you, ladies. All right, and we have representatives from the MOST here this evening.
Hi, my name is Ashley Hickey. I'm the executive most treasurer. And I'm just here to tell you about a few things that our student government is doing in the school currently. So, the
You might
senior
want to
class-
grab the mic, maybe. You want to take the mic? It'd be easy. Yes.
The senior class has started planning prom. Our tickets go on sale May 14th and will run through May 21st. Our ticket prices are $120 each. Table sign-ups begin May 22nd and run through May 30th. We have mandatory parent meetings at the high school on May 14th and May 21st. Each student must have a parent attend to be able to attend the prom. And the prom is going to be hosted at the Amber Room in Danbury on Friday, June 8th. And then the other major thing that all the grades are focusing on in student government right now is staff appreciation, which is next week. Each grade has been assigned a group of teachers or administrators to make posters for it to be hung around the school, and Blue Cheese will be providing food for all the teachers. And that's about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. That leads us now to the consent agenda. Are there any items any board members would like to remove for discussion? Okay, we will remove Q, as we have to make an amendment on that. So we'll remove that for further discussion. So motion to accept the consent agenda minus Q.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Letter Q, budget adoption proposition A 2018-2019. Please notice that the correct amount should be $123,321,009. So motion to accept Q with that change. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. Okay, and now we come to closing of the meeting, resident comments. Are there any resident comments this evening? No? Okay. Well, then we'll thank everyone for coming. Thank you so much. And motion to close? Second? All in favor? Thank you so much.